Bramborough back with some Grand Tactician Civil War. It's our Union campaign in version 1.07. And we're in the November 1861, which is the winter. My plan is to basically not be terribly active and try to build up some troops and get ready for the spring. As we've seen over the past couple of episodes, Johnny Reb's got different ideas. Over the last two episodes, 2 episodes ago, had a battle here in Virginia, and the Army of the Shenandoah under Jubal Early should be retreating momentarily. That was 2 episodes ago, and this battle is actually still going on because right at the same time, a pretty sizable force under the overall, at least he was the senior of the 3 commanders and had overall command. Robert E. Lee came up here and besieged Nashville. And Grant was outnumbered a little bit, but successfully threw them back, and they should be retreating as well. So who knows what Johnny Reb is going to do next. What's the next card he's going to pull out of his sleeve? Don't know. Meanwhile, our Cumberland Corps continues working on these forts here on the Tennessee and Cumberland rivers. And we've got troops recruiting in Louisville, or near Louisville, in the west, and at Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, in the east. And that's kind of where we're at. Let's go ahead and I don't remember how much longer. Yeah, we still got about a month for our next policy, which is going to be Military 2. And just a quick look at the we don't have any projects available at the moment. Credit rating is looking pretty good at AA-, so I'm fairly comfortable with financial economic status. And don't really have any specific initiatives I'm looking forward to for this episode, and I don't know if there's going to be a battle or not. Let's just roll time and see what happens. Off we go. I wonder how close we are on our frigates. Still a ways to go. About 2/3 done. Let's see. Yeah. 62 days remaining, 62 days. So about 2 months. So about mid to late January, I should have a fleet of frigates. Well, that's interesting. I don't know if I've ever seen this newspaper headline before. Apparently, the CSA has got a recruitment. I've seen the bankruptcy or financial crisis headlines before for the AI. I don't know if I've ever seen this one. Maybe things are going better than I thought. What's their troop situation here? So we're at 118,000, 74,000. That's not an enormous gap, but apparently they're having trouble going above this or maintaining this. Interesting. Okay, off we go. We've taken 16,000 casualties in this war. They've taken over 40,000, which is what? About a 2.5 to 1 ratio. But as I have mentioned multiple times in this campaign, I think that attrition is a bigger deal than it used to be. In the sense that replacement rate seems to have been modified. so attrition has a bigger effect than it used to. Not that attrition itself has changed. So maybe the Confederates are having issues with that also. Okay, Army of the Shenandoah, head back south, almost certainly coming here, I would imagine. Currently at about 14,000 men, and the Army of the Potomac is about 15. So that's a combined force of roughly 30,000 men. Okay, so we're in pretty good shape in Virginia. I just don't want to be moving around in the wintertime. Let's go check and see how things are going over in... yeah. So these guys pulled off down here. I don't know how many armies are there. I don't know where the other two went. And this is the small one. Didn't see where Polk's command went. Ah, well, one of them's here. At least one of them's here because there's a supply depot building. Which I don't know why they didn't just fall back down to the existing supply depot. Grant's back in winter quarters. Okay, how is the siege of Fort Hyman going? It is, I don't remember the number, but that needle looks like it is slowly sliding over in our favor. That's a good thing. Supplies aren't great. Well, yeah, that's to be expected, I guess. Where is he actually drawing supply? Oops. Where is he drawing supply from? He's drawing supply. You know, you see that. You see a supply flow coming to an army from an IIP held by the enemy. So that doesn't make much sense. Maybe that's why he's not getting any supplies. He may have to fall back somewhere. Yeah, potentially may. I'd really rather not have to build a supply depot to support this effort, but I may have to. Maybe somewhere in the vicinity of Paducah might be a good place. Okay. And if I recall, well, Hampton Division is moved up here. Trent Affair, that's historical flavor. Hampton Division's moved up here. It's only 5,000 men. Yeah. I did have the notion where I wanted to get these armies kind of reoriented a little bit to block this end-run route through Fredericksburg. So I'm going to go ahead and move McDowell the short distance over here. And I'm going to go ahead and move the Shenandoah Army right up to here. Apparently we had a naval battle, it would appear. And Charleston 3 Squadron retreating. Okay, so that was down at Charleston. Report came from the Charleston blockade. It doesn't look like we captured any ships. That is the same report. Oh, wait. There's more coming. Okay, they're making a pretty concerted attack there, right? Each individual battle win, but you know, they're kind of employing streaming tactics in here. Wearing his readiness down, he's down to yellow readiness. Let's see how the Port Royal squadron does here. Okay, one again. And one again. Okay, well. Well, it drove him down into yellow readiness, but he's maintaining the blockade. Nicely done, Commander Lardner. Let's take a look at the condition of these ships. Okay, 7. Yeah, so this fourth-rate steamer got beat up a little bit. Some of the, yeah. How are the big ships? They're fine. They're fine. As a matter of fact, what if I pull these steamers out? Will that improve their readiness? I'm not too worried about pulling the little steamers out. I'm just going to pull all these steamers out. These are the ones that are the target of those raiding attacks like that. So if I give them nothing but big ships as targets, at least sloops of war, is at a minimum, then hopefully they'll remain fairly impervious. To make up for the guns of those little steamers I just took out of there, very, very soon Pensacola will be ready. She's at 95%. Plug back in there, and that will more than compensate for what I just took out of that blockade squadron. As long as I'm clicked on this, though, this right here, this kind of shows, I've mentioned this before, but you know, this squadron has been here blockading since the beginning of the campaign and has accrued, there might be a little bitty sliver of XP right there. It's hard to tell. It's not a very good graphic. But blockading does crap for opening perk slots. To the extent that I'm not sure it's intended. I think that might be bugged. Anyway, alright, off we go. Confederate naval effort at Charleston thwarted. Oh, what do we got going on here? Wait a minute. Wait, just cotton picking minute here. We built something. We built something else. Ah, the hospital at Nashville is done, and the hospital in Missouri is done. Good deal. Happy to see that. Okay. Well, that didn't take very long, right? 10 days ago, Jubal Early had to retreat out of Northern Virginia. And here he is. That was November 8th when we began the episode, and now it's November 18th, so a week and a half later, and he's back besieging Patterson. Right now, this has to be in our fate. Well, he does have a fair number of guns. And looks like the Army of the Potomac is coming up as well. Tell you what, well, let's go ahead and give McDowell a halt order, because I think he's going to have to come right back in here and get involved in this siege. And how is the siege looking right now? Well, in our favor. But once Beauregard shows up, that may not be. But then we'll put McDowell in, and that should keep it in our favor. I'll tell you what, though, because there's a siege going on, combined guns for the Confederates is 40 and 80 guns combined, and not nearly that much for us. And I think that's probably a factor for sieges. And that goes back to, I really need to do the artillery reform because I still have the tiny batteries. Kind of my lesson learned on those new projects is do them earlier. Let's see what kind of artillery we have available back at the department. We've got quite a few, but they're all 6-pounder field guns. I do have a bunch of I don't have anything else, but I do have a bunch of howitzers available. Our rifled artillery is still, yeah, quite a ways off. Over 2.5 months. Let's go ahead and upgrade these these batteries that are ready. I don't want to commit these infantry to the siege. I don't think we need to. We've got a pretty good infantry advantage, I think. But I'm kind of feeling let's commit some artillery. And the problem with that is these are still small, right? 5 guns. 5 guns. 5. 4. So this is only 19 guns. This still doesn't get up to where the Confederates are going to be. But I believe I can transfer these artillery units to Patterson and McDowell, even though they're in siege. I'm going to go ahead and start getting them moving. And these will be temporary. Okay, let's give... Well, I kind of needed another battery for this division in the Potomac Army anyway. This will be kind of a temporary battery. I may put that somewhere else later. And then we'll give 2 of these batteries to Patterson. It shouldn't take too long to get there, 4 days. From Pennsylvania. I had kind of been hoping to use these units. Well, these batteries are going to be here pretty soon, and we'll have 4 brigades and 2 batteries to form another one of those little corps, like the Cumberland Corps, which was what I wanted to do with the forces currently in the Eastern Department. Okay. And I think I'm kind of inclined to, unless the morale situation dictates otherwise, as has happened before, I think I'm kind of content to maybe let this percolate as long as it looks like it's going to be in our favor. Okay. Okay, they're still trying to hit the Charleston blockade. That's the Savannah Squadron in retreat. Still didn't capture anything. Another one. Well, that kind of looks like... Yeah, okay. I don't think we captured anything there. Maybe in the second report? Nope. Condition? It's looking fine. They're trying to run us off from Charleston. They're not doing very well at it. Okay, let's get back up to Virginia. I don't think I want to commit McDowell yet, because once I get McDowell committed in there, Beauregard can move elsewhere. I don't know if the AI is smart enough to do that, but I don't want to commit McDowell until Beauregard is committed. Otherwise, conceptually, that leaves Beauregard free to maneuver where neither one of our armies here is. And this thing is continuing to move in our favor. I think I'm pretty happy with that. We are taking fewer casualties in this siege than Jubal Early is. Man, they are really after the Charleston blockade. It was actually back up to green readiness, so they're not even succeeded in the driving the readiness down. And I think that probably came about because I stripped those... hold on a minute. Hold on just a minute there. Oh. I saw this and I thought, wow, Charleston Blockade picked up a perk. He did not. That's Patterson's army. But Patterson's army picked up a perk. Ambulance Corps, I think. Yep. Yeah, no perk here. And I think it was stripping those little steamers out that helped with the readiness and is also making this squadron even harder to do anything effective against. Now, I probably did slightly reduce the percentage of blockade. That probably happened. 46%, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. That's higher than it was. And I got my north messed up there. There we go. Wait, I'm seeing 2 sieges there. Where's the other one? Oh, right, over at Fort Hyman. How is that going? It's not going very well. It's actually trending now toward the Confederate side. Why is that happening? Well, because Isaac Stephen has run completely out of provisions and he's got 44% supply flow. The condition of the men has deteriorated to poor. And most of the brigades have dropped to stable. Well, that's discouraging. So the question is, do I just let them continue and do what they can? Or do I just go ahead and pull them back? What happened to my... That's why my map keeps messing up. Lock rotation. I forgot to do that last time I verified files, which was recently. I think maybe the smarter move is to go ahead and pull him back and get a supply depot back here to sustain his efforts. To be honest, I'm not sure it's going to let me do that. I guess I'm going to have to retreat. Yeah, alright. Damn it. I should have suitcased the supply situation before sent them off to do that. Okay, where are you headed? Well, he's not retreating very far. At least he's not going back up to Cairo or, you know, whatever. I guess when you retreat from a fort, you just simply retreat out of range. Okay, well, that's not a disaster. Let's come over here and put a depot, at least on a road. Well, that's interesting. So the Hampton Division has come up and has engaged the Army of the Potomac, but he is reinforced by Beauregard. We've got slightly more infantry, he's got slightly more cavalry, and he has significantly more artillery. And apparently we've got a low morale unit. What's up with that? One brigade with 39. You know what? That's the Gatling company, I bet, that got wrecked in the previous battle. That's unfortunate. And they're not interested in a siege here. So looks like we have a battle on our hands. A tactical battle, that is. All right, and we go. That Gatling company at this point only has 2 or at most 3 guns, depending on how much they've reinforced in the past couple weeks. Almost dead even in number of troops. At least that's the estimate. Got a little surprised by that over at Nashville. So it's kind of interesting. They went up there and engaged Patterson and kind of... Now, they did it to themselves, too, right? They're not supporting each other either, but they did have that little Hampton division. And they've got themselves an even number of troops in a situation where overall they're having manpower problems. So that's actually... It was actually a pretty good campaign move by the AI under the circumstances. This is a meeting situation, not defensive. And we can see already that we've got, you know, the 2 deployment zones are kind of butted up against each other right here. Where is the objective? Okay. Yeah, meeting situation, my butt. we're having to attack into an enemy with as many troops as we have and more artillery. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay. Oh, by the way, off camera, I did move around a few commanders. Promoted William T. Sherman to division command here. Promoted Orlando Wilcox to division command. And then pulled in John Reynolds to take Sherman's old brigade, and Winfield Hancock. Pulled him into brigade command. And yeah, Wilcox's brigade was here, and that is Stanley now, which I'm not familiar with Stanley, but it looked like he had pretty good stats, so it's well plugged in there. Let's just put everybody right here, see if we see anything. No, okay. So there's not a bunch of Johnny Rebs right here on the edge of the... I'm not deploying them that way. Right. Well, it's pretty open ground, but there are a lot of creeks in the area. That can be problematic for making an advance, and the open ground's a little problematic because of his artillery superiority. And if I recall, he's got a damn Gatling unit of himself, the Rockridge Art. No, that's in the other army. That's in Early's army. So they may or may not have something like that in this army. Okay. Well. Well, I'm just going to line the boys up and we're going to march down this road and this road. I'm going to send cavalry out ahead and see what their disposition looks like. And I'll be back. Right, so what I thought was going to happen is not what's happening. Beauregard ain't over here. We are catching the lead elements, his advanced cav, coming from this direction. I didn't even see that. Alright, well, basically all that means is that the few little breastworks I built here are just facing in the wrong direction. Okay, well, we've got time, I believe, to reorient a defense facing this way. Interestingly, even though we captured the objective now, it has not flipped to a defensive situation. I think it will. I think there's a little bit of lag there. But also, interestingly, I've had this objective for a couple of hours now. It flipped just as soon as time started rolling. And there is no progress bar for, you know, we don't have the little ring of accruing victory points here. That may be because the battle is still considered a meeting situation. And at some point, I think it's going to flip to defensive, and I guess maybe that's when we start accruing points there. I suppose. This is a pretty strange battle. It's interesting. Okay, I'll be back. Okay, so they're starting to drive in our skirmishers over here, and we've got another attack developing over here on our left. Things are starting to heat up a little bit more. Reynolds is under artillery fire. I'm going to get him back into the breastworks. Hopefully, straight. Lay him down. Skirmishers are starting to get unresponsive. It happens. Oh, but he is rotating a little bit. Okay. sober up. Get out of there. Doing alright. He's picking up more XP for his ace of spades. Attacks this brigade, taking casualties there from our skirms along the creek. I just want you to rotate. Damn it. There we go. Gotta get that mouse click just right on it. There we go. Casualties in our favor, but this is not. This isn't really starting yet. It's starting now. Doing a good job, long-range fire covering the flank over here. Okay, finally got these guys a position where they could fire. Did that artillery make it back without breaking? Yes. Skirms driven in. Hancock's guys are about to. Let's go ahead and pull them in. Just about got that cavalry broken over here on the flank. We're doing on ammo. We're still okay. We're doing okay on ammo. Screening their advance with skirms. I mean, they're kind of doing the same thing to me that I was doing to them. About 3-1 at the moment. I think we're doing okay. How's Custer? Is he fully... He does still have loss resilience, but he's still got 400 guys and is back up to confident. These guys are taking counter battery now. All of our artillery is taking counter battery. Limber up. Get out. If you can. That battery broke. Low ammo. Just pull them in. Gatlings fire at will. Once the order gets to you. Crap, I need to. Should have gotten McDowell closer too. I forgot about that. In action. These guys still laying down? They are. Going okay there, it looks like. It's not going well for Jackson. It can't be. Nope. Let's get some flanking fire from these skirms over here that have so far been unengaged. $2,500 to $800. He's at 11% casualties. Okay, skirms over here are firing into Jackson's flank. Putting detachments out of here. That's beaten back. One problem with putting him so close to the center of the other brigade is that it's hard to click on him. Okay, let's turn your fire at will back off. And actually, I don't think you need to be here anymore. Let's just pull back a second. Keyes fire on Cheatham's brigade, trying to sneak around the flank over there. Might be able to sneak some skirms out in front here to fire on that artillery. Maybe. No, fire at the artillery. Please. There we go. Okay. Alright. Now we got a brigade coming up. Pull those skirms in. There you go. Stand up. Look at fire on that guy. There's the Gatlings. Let's bring you over here. Dow, come with him. AI is kind of falling back into its old habits here, trying to form a line while one flank is completely engaged. And actually, I think we're about to have sunset here momentarily. November, yeah, 1800. And I don't think they're going to withdraw. I don't think. I think this battle's going to continue. Maybe? Well, they're at 15% casualties. They may withdraw. That brigade is about to break. Cheat him. 600 casualties there. Yeah, I think Reynolds is doing okay. Oh, these guys. Oh man, Walker's brigade is just getting... Well, this is the second time that Walker's brigade has come under heavy fire. Walker's brigade was over here earlier. If we go through a redeployment, I'm going to take this fresh division over here, and I'm going to put them over here, and I'm going to put Sherman at the unengaged end of the line. Okay, so they've taken 16% casualties. Is that going to be enough to induce Beauregard to withdraw? No. He wants more. Okay, well, I'm going to shift some units around, and we'll be back for the morning of day 3. Okay, about all I did was I took Sherman's division, popped him over here, took Heinzelman's division, popped him over here, as mentioned earlier. Other than that, we're pretty much right back where we left off at the end of the last day, and I put the Gatlings right here. And I turned the initiative off on this brigade so that they won't rotate. And I'm just going to Let him start banging away as soon as we hit time, which is now. And I thought he wasn't going to rotate. To turn his initiative off. I did. Okay, it looks like these guys are moving over here. Making their attempt. Walker's brigade coming forward again. I think they're relying a little bit too much on Walker. Well, that's the problem with the Gatlings, is that because they're an artillery unit, they're going to draw a counter battery. As far as this brigade, that's fine. Brigade's getting kind of messed up there. A little bit more. I think he may be blocking LOS. There he goes. There he goes. Okay, Cheatham's been driven back. Gatlings hit that cab right there. Right there. Cab doesn't cover, I don't know. Well, it's putting a nice morale effect on them. They don't like that at all. Go Gatlings, go. How's he doing for... Okay, his cohesion's coming back up. He hasn't taken any more losses. Still got his 3 guns banging away. Well, he's burned through his ammo, though. He's about halfway done. And he hasn't been firing that much. He had that one short burst engagement over here. So he does go through the end. He's half done. He started with 48. He's at 24. Okay, calf done. And boy, that artillery looks like it's in range. There you go. There you go. He's firing at the artillery now. How you liking that, Armistead? They have blue arm. Are they moving forward? No, 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 no. Stop. Stop now. back behind the breastworks. Retreat if you have to. Faster. I think they're beginning to pull back. Yeah, they're at 20.5%. Right. Heinzelman. First of all, everybody fired at that artillery. Wilcox. Vance. Sherman. Vance. Let's get Custer in on this. I did tell Custer to do something, right? I don't think I did. Let's bring the Cav. Over this way. I think you're closer to this artillery. Yep, well, their infantry just ran off and left their artillery behind. final rout was enough to put him over the edge. I don't know why they don't stay in melee. Oh, that one's unbroken. Send Custer up to mess with that guy. Yeah, these guys are all balled up trying to get across the creek. See if Custer can get over there and shoot it. That battery. So close. Wound up being 5-1. I don't know if Custer's going to get up there in time. That put him right over the edge. Major victory. Oh. Still working on these guys. That ought to do it. Yep. For the battle, let's just take a look and see how. I'm interested to see how Custer did. Nope, that's the artillery. Yeah, those little bitty batteries, they're still not doing very much. Okay, how about 4th Division? Alright, Cav did alright for its small size and its rather short engagements. Nice job, Custer and Runyon. And what I'm really interested to see is in the 2 very short engagements of the Gatlings. 232. I think that's pretty strong for 3 Gatling guns in 2 short engagements. Right. So we lost almost 900 infantry. Cav took some losses. Our guns did take a lot of counter battery. About 1,000 overall. And Beauregard's guys not so hot. And to be honest, I gotta say, just watching the AI's maneuvering, that kind of felt a little bit like a throwback to pre-107, in my opinion. With one exception, they used skirmishers a lot, and I think fairly effectively in that they were screening their brigades, but they didn't really... I don't know. I do feel like they were using skirmishers more than the AI used to. Other than that, though, eh. Okay. So that'll send Beauregard's army and the Hampton Division retreating back across the Rappahannock. And we've still got the trench warfare going on between the Army of Shenandoah and the Confederate Army of Shenandoah. And meanwhile, our siege continues out west on Fort... No, it's not. I pulled those guys back. They're building a supply depot. And if you're going to besiege a fort, need supplies. That makes sense. I should have done that first. Just didn't want to spend the money on a depot. And I was kind of hoping that some supply would come up the river, but you need an IIP, I guess. A friendly held IIP, not a Confederate held bridge next to Fort Henry. Or Donelson, that would be. Okay. Capture 2,400 arms, 39 artillery, and 660 more prisoners to go into our overcrowded POW camps. What are we up to? Almost 6,600 men crammed into the 1,000-man camp. Maybe the support effect on the other side is tied to that percentage. Well, you know what? I mean, Confederate support is high anyway. And they're having manpower problems, so I'm not going to parole those guys. I have no idea if, if I'm ahead or behind in that calculus because we don't know the state support effect, but I'm just going to keep them. Let that place overcrowd. I'm not going to spend any money on them. Okay. Well, that turned into a pretty long episode because that was a slow developing battle, but anyway, I thought it was interesting, and I hope you did too. If you like what we're doing with the channel, then leave a like, leave a comment, maybe even subscribe. If you are new to the channel, new to the series, and would like to see some of the other episodes in this series that you may not have yet, I am linking the playlist here. At any rate, thank you very, very much for watching. I appreciate it.